Okay, so these notes deal with creating a box and whisker plot. So first of all, at the end of this lesson, you should be able to create a box and whisker plot and interpret a box and whisker plot. So the first one is a box and whisker plot is a data display that organizes data values into 4 groups. Interpreting box and whisker plots. A box and whisker plot separates data into 4 sections. The 2 parts of the box and the 2 whiskers. All 4 sections contain about the same number of data values. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4 sections of it. The lengths of the sections tell you how spread out the data is. So the longer this is, or the longer this section is, tells you the data is more spread out compared to, say, something that may look like this. On that same number line, this data is more spread out than this one, is more compact. All right, so definitions. Some of these definitions you may already know. It says the blank is the average of all the numbers in the set. So in other words, average is the mean. So the mean is the average of all numbers in the set. And then the next one says the blank is the middle number in the set. You might remember that the middle number in the set is the median. If there is no middle number, you add the 2 numbers in the middle and divide by 2. So if it's an even number of data in the set, you add the 2 numbers in the middle and divide by 2. The blank is the middle number within the set of values below the median. So it said below the median. So that middle number is called the lower quartile. Lower quartile. You may also call that Q3. You can see it's called, actually that's Q1. You can see it's called Q1 as well. The blank is the middle number within the set of data above the median, and that is called the upper quartile. Upper quartile. The blank is the smallest number in the set of data, so that is the minimum. Some books call it the lower extreme. Lower extreme. You might hear it called that too, but I'm going to call it the minimum every time. The blank is where the blank is the largest larger number in the data set, and that's a maximum. You might hear that called upper extreme. You know who wrote the book, but maybe called the upper extreme. But we're going to call it the maximum, just simpler. All right, so the blank, or the IQR, is Q3 minus Q1. So that is the interquartile range. Quartile range. So the interquartile range, maybe interquartile range, but the interquartile range is Q3 take away Q1. The range of a data set is blank minus blank. So that would be the maximum minus the minimum. That gives you the range. So say the max was 7 and the minimum was, say, 1. The range would be 7 take away 1. The range would be 6 in that data. That would be the range if that was a data. I guess I just kind of made that up, but if it was a data. All right, let's go on to the next page. So the steps for creating a box and whisker plot are this. First, order your data from least to greatest. And then find the median. Find the quartiles, as in quartile 1, quartile 3. Find the extremes of your data set, or better yet, max and min. I would call that the max and the min of your data set. And then plot the median, quartiles, and the max and minimum below on the number line. You can use a ruler if you want. And make the tick marks as equal space as possible. All right, an important thing to note is this. When your data set has an even number of data values, you have to include the 2 numbers used to find the median in the lower half and upper half of the data when determining the quartiles. You'll see in just a minute. So the first one says create a Box and Whisker plot using this data set. So 7, 19, 6, 12, 5, 17, 6, and 13. I took those numbers and I rearranged them in order from least to greatest. So 5 is the lowest number, so I put that here. And then 6 came up, so I put that here. Then there's another 6, I put that here. There's a 7, I put that here. Then there's a 12, that goes there. And then the next number is 13, so put this here. Then the next number is 17, so put this here. And the next number is 19. So that's all the data. I usually go back and count it to make sure I didn't miss anything. So my original set had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And this set has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Just make sure I didn't miss anything, I would count those. Now, you're looking for the middle set of data. Looking at this, I generally find my middle by just taking the first number and last number and cancel them. So first number, last number, cancel those. The next number, its next number cancels. Then the 6 and the 13 cancels. And then there is no middle because there is an even number of data. So the middle will be both of these numbers. So to find the median, we add those up and divide by 2. So I would take 7 plus 19, 7 plus 12, then divide by 2. That's 19 over 2, that's 9.5. So my median is 9.5. Now to find my quartiles, taking that same data set that I have, this is the data set now, I got a 9.5 there in the middle of it. I'm going to circle the bottom half that's below my median and circle my top half that's above my median. So 9.5 is now my median. I'm putting that in the middle. If I wrote it out, I just put in the middle 9.5 right here in the middle. So I know all of this is the lower half, all of this is the upper half. So notice how these numbers that we were used to find the 9.5, we now included them inside the lower half and upper half. That's what this note was about. So when I want to find my median in this lower quartile range, again, that's an even number of data, so I'm taking my middle two numbers, 6 and 6. If you add them up and divide by 2, 6 plus 6 divided by 2 is 12 over 2. Well, it's still 6. So the lower quartile is still 6. The upper quartile would be these two numbers divided by 2. Because again, there's no middle number. There's 2 of them in the middle. I got to take that and divide by 2. So it's going to be 13 plus 17 over 2, which is 30 over 2, which is 15. So my lower quartile is 15. My minimum is 5. That's the smallest number in this data set. My maximum is 19. That's the biggest number. Now, for the record, these each of these, lower quartile is really Q1, upper quartile is really Q3, and just for the record, the median is really Q2. Just so you know, when we start saying Q1, Q2, and Q3, and so forth, that's what those things refer to. So when I actually graph it, my number line, it goes from 5 to 19, so I'm going to start here at 4, like one beneath it. So 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. We'll go one above. So now the number. So I'm going to put dots above each of these important numbers. My lowest dot is my minimum. So it's at 5, and put a dot above the 5. My biggest dot is 19, and put a dot above the 19. My lower quartile is 6. So Q1 is right here. That's 6. Put a dot above the 6. Upper quartile is 15. So it's 15. That's Q3. Put a dot above 15. My median is 9.5. So that's like right here. So put a dot above 9.5. Remind me that's Q2 or the median. So from there, you're going to make a box and whisker plot just by doing this. You can put a box around these numbers. A little line right there for the median. And then connect it to the max and mins. That is now a box and whisker plot. We've now created it with the data we had. We can see our interquartile range would be Q3 take away Q1. And our entire range would be 19 take away 5. We have it. That's it. Let's do another one though. So if you want to copy that down, I'll pause the video and write as a note. That's the first one. All right, so looking at this one. All right, so it's created a box and whisker plot using this data. It says show all 4 steps. I'm going to change those directions to be find the 5 number system, which is the minimum, maximum, median, Q1 and Q3, lower quartile, upper quartile. So find those. So first order the data. So if you order the data, you should find the data to be 1, 6, 9, 12, 13, 14, 17, 18. So now you order the data. From there, I want to find my middle or my median. So these cancel, these cancel each other, these cancel each other. And again, I got 2 numbers in the middle there. So the average of 12 and 13, so if you add that divide by 2, should get 12.5. So that's my median. From there, we'll take these bottom numbers, numbers above to find the median of those sets, to find the lower quartile. So Q1 would be the average of these 2 numbers. So my lower quartile would be 6 and 9 over 2. That's 15 over 2. That's 7.5. This is my Q1 or lower quartile. Q3 is here. So that's going to be the average of 14 plus 17 over 2. So that's 31 over 2 or 15.5. My minimum is 1. My max is 18. Let's plot it all on the number line. So it's going to go from 1 to 18. Well, let's say 0 to 8. So that's 0 to 18. So 1 is my min. I'm going to put a dot above 1. My next number up is 7.5. So this is 7.5 about right here. My median is 12.5. So that's about right here. My Q3 is 15.5. And my maximum is 18. So these middle set, I'm going to make a box around them with a line at the median. Connect those dots. We've now made a box and whisker plot for that example. Final example is this. It says consider the 2 box and whisker plots below and answer the questions. So these are the 2 box and whisker plots. It says the median of the second test is blank than the median of the first test. Here's test 1, here's test 2. The median here is 84, and the median there is 78. So I would say it's larger. Median is larger. And then looking at the second question, it says the blank for the first test is the same as the blank for the second test. So I would say the max are the same. So the maximums, finesse, are the same. Both tests. The scores for the blank are more spread out than the scores for the blank. So this is a wider range. It goes a lot wider. So the scores for test 1 are more spread out than the scores of test 2. The range of test 1 is 91 take away 62, which is 29. So you took the max and extracted the min. You got the range to be 29. The interquartile range of test 1 would be 84 take away 74. So that's 10. So that's the interquartile range here. And which test scores are more spread out? It's definitely test 1. Has a larger, is more spread out than the first. All right, that's all I have. Good luck.